Welcome into Middletown High School for a really good matchup here tonight between the Cavaliers and the Sanford Warriors. We're just about ready for the opening tip. You got with us just in time, and Sanford will control the opening tip. Starters on the floor for the Warriors. Azir Elagood, the point guard, has the ball now, along with Trevor Webster, Dwayne Jones, Kareem Hart, and Jaden Taylor. For the Cavaliers, it's Jalen Murphy, Caleb Raifa, Bashir Holmes, King Savior, and Isaiah Noguchi. First shot of the game, a three-point attempt top of the circle, and that's no good by Taylor. Out of bounds, though, to the Sanford Warriors. Sanford comes in 12-3. They suffered their first loss to an in-state school Saturday, and they unlocked the Light SL24 Classic in Wilmington. That snapped an 8-game winning streak. That loss was to Salesianum, and that dropped them from 1 to number 2 in our weekly poll. They are just behind the St. Elizabeth's Vikings in that poll, with Dover ranked number 3. No score in this one. We're 30 seconds in to the first quarter. Middletown comes in at 7-6. They need some wins. They got some work to do to guarantee a spot in the playoffs. Deep three-point shot. Right wing, that's good by Raifa. And I'm going to tell you, if he gets on track, look out.
Yeah, they're going to need him tonight, Glenn. I'm joining in. I'm
there
jumping
he is back there. Nick Alessandrini, my broadcast partner. He had 28 points last time we were here against his former team, the Apo Jags.
That's right. You know, now in the year of 2025, you get a lot of former teams. Even in high school, we're saying that a lot this year.
Raifa runs the break, had the ball smacked away. Thought it was off of his leg, but I think they're going to say the ball remains with the Cap. Now they're going to talk about it. Still leave it with the Cavaliers. Our officials, Adam Grimes, Hiram Watley, and Ryan Kemsky. That's Adam Gimes. And there's a bucket there, Nick. I didn't see who got that. Got blocked.
Yeah, nice inbound. They got it right to the big fellow there as King Savior able to finish on the block, and Taylor with some contact there as well. So almost could have been an and one opportunity on that one, but a nice finish underneath.
Okay, we got our first foul call of the game. So a 5-0 lead for the home team Cavaliers. Side out just in front of the scorer's table. And the foul goes against Elagood. That'll be his first.
And the Sanford team, Glenn, I mean, you've seen them. I've seen them as well. Just so complete up and down that roster. You know, everybody, they've got the backcourt, they've got the wings, they've got Taylor in the post. Just a very complete roster here this year for the Warriors and Coach Hart.
Yeah, and of course, you know, because they were your dual players of the game last week
right.
in Howard. It was Hart and Taylor.
And they were phenomenal.
Good pass, reverse layup, a little short, got his own rebound, put back no good, but there's a whistle and a stoppage. And let's see if we have our second foul of the game.
Yeah, we're going to go back to this. I think it's going to be on Savior, I believe.
Yeah, I'm watching to see that get posted on the scoreboard. Non-shooting foul was on the floor. Good pass, inbounds pass. So we've seen that on both ends of the floor now. The bucket that time by number 5, Dwayne Jones.
And Jones has been big since back for the Warriors. Battled foul trouble in that tough game against Howard on Thursday. Had to leave early, but had the first 3 field goals of that contest.
It's like Middletown's trying to make a concerted effort to get the ball inside the Savior. Good defense by the Sanford Warriors there. Taylor and also Jones.
Sanford in that 2-3 zone here defensively. And we saw Howard kind of muck the game up on Thursday to clog up the passing lanes, pick up the pace, turn it into a track meet, and they were able to get to an early lead against Sanford.
Yeah, and then the Warriors came stampeding back. Raifa with a deep 3. That's out of bounds to the Warriors. So early on, 5-2 Middletown on top. 5:22 to go opening quarter.
And again, that time, if you're Sanford, that defense, you'll live with those kind of shots. Yes, he can hit those, but a majority of the time, if he's going to take contested deep threes and you're the Warriors, you'll live with that defensively.
Coming up at halftime, the Middletown Cavaliers are going to honor their 2005 championship team. 20th anniversary. Turnaround jump shot, no good. And it looked like quite a few of them were here in attendance.
That's right, walking by. Shout out to Coach Chuck Robinson.
Yeah, Coach Rob. Oh, another 3 on the other side of the floor. And that one goes down for Jalen Murphy, and a quick timeout for Coach Hart and the Sanford Warriors.
Another thing Howard did, Glenn, to get out in front was they were knocking down shots from beyond the arc as well. That's one way to get up on this Sanford team. And an 8-2 early. Great start for Middletown on a big night here, as you mentioned it, honoring that championship team. You're going up against the top team in the state. Against Sanford still, I believe, to this point, has not had an in-state loss this year.
Salesianum on Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Wow, Salesianum, there you go.
Yeah.
But, that one on Thursday against Howard, it looked, bleak early on. And then, as you mentioned, what a comeback in the second half. They turned things around and maybe lost some steam there. As you mentioned with the game on Saturday, it was a high-energy game on Thursday. But they've been so good all year long.
One thing I noticed, Nick, in the games that Sanford has played against top-tier opponents, they usually only go 6 or 7 deep.
Yep, that's what they did on Thursday.
Yeah. And Middletown is one of those teams, kind of like the Dover Senators. They could go 9, 10 deep. And we'll see if that has some kind of bearing on this outcome. Whistle across the other side of the floor, turnover against Sanford. And they still never posted who that second foul was on for Middletown.
Yeah, we thought it might have been 11 King Xavier, but not confirmed by the officials or the scores table here.
Nice pass, but not being able to connect on it for Middletown. We're just about midway through the opening quarter here.
Yeah, Jalen Murphy, backdoor was open there for a second, just unable to haul that one in.
Murphy's been hot lately for Middletown. In the last 3 games, he's averaging double-digit scoring. That takes a little bit of the pressure off the outside shot of Raifa.
Yeah, all right, we talking about that coming in, and now's the time to get hot, right? You got to get hot at the right time. That's half the battle coming into the postseason. Hopefully Middletown has to get in there first and then get hot.
Yeah, it's 7-6. They have work to do. It's like an offensive foul called down on the baseline. So that'll be the 3rd team foul committed by Middletown. And that one does go against Sabri, who's checked into the game. Oh, I'm sorry, Kareem Hart.
I think an offensive foul there on the baseline. Kareem Hart not happy with that call there. I believe with lowering the shoulder, and they're going to get him for the offensive foul there.
Kind of blocked out a little bit that other scoreboard by the backboard frame.
That is true. And we've got another turnover here on the other side.
Yeah, it's getting a little sloppy, and we've seen that in a lot of games this year.
Yeah,
early on, yeah. Yep, and then things kind of just, the offenses start heating up. You mentioned Howard. I think we have them ranked number 4 now this week in our boys basketball poll. They are really getting hot at the right time.
Just like football season, right? They started to get hot down the stretch, won a couple in a row. Next thing you know, they're in the championship game. So Howard doing some great things here in 24-25 athletically.
Yeah. Coach Ritter, Coach of the Year in Class 2A.
That's right, as well as the Assistant Coach of the Year. I mean, what a year for those Howard Wildcats as you have the floater miss. The year maybe where you thought that would be one of the years where you weren't looking for them to make an impact, and they do anyway.
Yep. Xavier grabbed the rebound. Crossover dribble, mid-range jumper up and good by Raifa. Boy, he has a smooth touch, Nick.
That's smooth. That's a good word to say. That was a sweet one there. And when he's looking for any opening, that means in transition, you're going to have to stop that ball, because if he's got any sort of space and able to get to his spot, he's going to elevate and knock it down.
Early lead for Middletown, and that's going to be a traveling violation against number 4, Pharaoh McNeil, who's checked into the game.
Well, with offensive fouls and just, unforced turnovers for Sanford here in the first quarter, that's kind of been their downfall here early. Just one field goal and numerous turnovers, but a lot of basketball left, a lot of time to clean it up. But the Cavaliers, what a start for them, up 10-2.
Yeah, great start with about 2:40 to go in this opening quarter. All the way down, good up and under layup. And that's number 3 for Middletown. Bashir Holmes getting a start.
Yeah, a little English off the window for Holmes, and the run continues. Now double digits, largest lead of the evening.
Hart down inside to Taylor, and a reach-in foul committed, I believe. I thought he had all ball, but it could have been a body from behind, too.
Yeah, it was a tough one. I believe 13 is they're going to get on that one. Isaiah
Noguchi.
And yeah, I like that defense. I like the active hands on the help there on the block, and I guess just a little too physical down there. Officials had a good look at it.
Yeah, they're going to need help defense on Taylor, no doubt about that. Hart again inside to Taylor, tried to back his man down. We have a whistle and a foul on the floor.
Yeah, this time I believe they're going to get Raifa right down there. So Raif tried to pull the chair out from under the big, right? Got behind him, was trying to show him the body, then pulled the chair out. But he was called for the foul before.
Yeah,
so some contact
Nick,
before
they actually called that on Holmes.
Oh, interesting.
So his first, but already the team's fourth. So we're in the bonus now for Sanford. Just inside of 2:10 to go in the quarter.
Another turnover there for Sanford down the baseline. Hart just lost the ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
And again, turnovers starting to pile up here early for the Warriors.
We mentioned Coach Aziz Ali and the Cavaliers can go deep off the bench. So nobody's really in foul trouble at this point, even though they've committed 14 fouls. Tight defense now. Looks like they switch up to man.
And we're seeing a lot of that lately with some of these teams switching it up and down the floor. Started in that 2-3 zone, and as you said, Glenn, Sanford now in that man-to-man.
Raifa guarded tightly right here in front of us by Hart. All the way down inside, and Taylor thought he ripped it away from him and then lost it out of bounds.
And again, when you have Jaden Taylor as your rim protector down low, that really can help cover up a lot of flaws defensively. And as they're able to get inside, Taylor's there to meet him at the rim, and that is, again, no better rim protector in the state.
Raifa catch and shoot. That was short. Really didn't have a good look that time. Didn't get the feet set.
Again, Sanford defensively in that zone. Middletown's able to shoot over it early.
That's another rebound for King Savior on the defensive glass for Middletown as we're down to 1:15 to go in the quarter. 10-point lead.
And again, they were hitting the shots. So what Sanford do? Say, we're not going to let you shoot over top of the zone. We're going to go man-to-man now, make these shots a little bit tougher and see if you can get to the basket.
Raifa trying to break down the defense. Kicks it out. Left wing three. Rims out. Rebound. Battle for it. I think we're going to have a jump ball between Savior and Taylor.
That's a great job by Savior underneath. Not a lot of people can go up with Jaden Taylor on a rebound, a 50-50 ball, and get that tie up anyway. Great job there to give his team another opportunity.
All right, under a minute to go in the quarter. Cavaliers doing a great job defensively, holding Sanford to just 2 points so far. Pass inside. Good move by Noguchi, and he almost made the shot. Rips down the rebound. The putback no good. Out of bounds. Possession stays with Middletown.
How about Middletown battling on the boards with this giant Sanford Warrior team? You know, one of the best rebounding teams in the state. That's why they're up there at number 1 in the rankings. Jaden Taylor, Jones and company. Those guys are excellent rebounders. Some height down there. And look at Middletown able to battle on the boards with these guys.
3-point shot, a little bit too strong by Middletown. Battle for the loose ball, won by Sanford, coast to coast. Shot blocked, but he got a little bit of the wrist. And the foul will go on Jalen Murphy.
Sanford a chance to finally end this drought here in terms of scoring that one field goal a while ago in the first. And now Middletown's been kind of, again, we talked about it being a little bit sloppy, but a 10-point lead for Middletown. It's been a tough sledding here offensively for the Warriors.
Farrow McNeil at the line. Misses the first, he's short on it. As a few moments ago, checking in for Coach Hart for Sanford, got a little bit of height in the game. Aiden Leo checked in, and now for Middletown, they'll get Jeremiah Swift into the game. Second free throw is good. And a scoring drought ended for the moment for Sanford with 40 seconds to go.
And if Sanford somehow ends this quarter with 3 points, I would have to imagine that would be the lowest scoring first quarter of the year for the Warriors.
Pass into the lane. Good bounce pass underneath. Head fake. Got the shot and one. And King Savior will go to the line.
What a pretty possession there for Middletown. Talk about crisp passing in the half-court offense. That's how you draw it up. Coach Ali's got to love that. It was boom, 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 and then a nice finish underneath for Savior, and that's with the contact, able to reverse it, didn't go straight up with it, reverses through contact, able to finish. That was a textbook pretty possession there as the free throw misses.
So a 14-3 advantage. The foul was called on Leo, who just checked into the game moments ago. Let's see if Sanford holds for the last shot. Cross court pass deep in the corner. Step back, no. Now they'll take a left wing three. That one's deep. And loose ball. Leo has it. Good defense on the baseline now. He finally goes for the shot because the clock was running down. But what a first quarter for Middletown, Nick.
It was. I mean, it talked about it. When you're in a game with the top team in this day like Sanford, you got to come out early and make an impact. They certainly did that. Had a 10-point lead at one point and now leading by 11 heading into the second on a day where we're going to honor the championship team in 2005. What a start for the Cavaliers, but a lot of basketball left here.
Yeah, we're going to keep it right here. Coach Chuck, you talked to him. Coach Rob, they called him Robinson. That Middletown team that year in 05 went 22-1. They were the 4th seed in the tournament, and they beat Caravel to win the championship game. 9 of the players are here tonight, including Paris Horn, who went on to play at St. John's, Justin Mann, who went to play for Sanford. Not here, Eric Lattimore, who went on to Penn State to play football. So there was some talent on that team, buddy.
Lots of massive athletes over there in Middletown. But, yeah, Coach Chuck Robinson, one of the best family friend, was one of my coaches growing up, doing camps with him. And he's one of the best now over at Del State. And what a job he did with that squad. What a squad it was back in 2005. I was 11 there with watching his team. So a shout out to Coach Robinson and that team. It was a lot of fun and great to see him here tonight.
And that's the last time that Middletown has put a boys basketball team in a championship game.
It's kind of hard to believe, right, for the town. I mean, there have been teams, even we were talking before the broadcast, 2023, how good that team was, able to get to the Final Four, but a tough showing in the semis. But, man, a lot of talent here in Middletown over the years. Yeah,
matter of fact, Nick, I think that 23 team featured the Matthews brothers from Sanford, who had transferred up to Middletown. They have one heck of a team, but they lost in the semifinals that year. All right, here we go underway in the second quarter. Taylor deep in the corner, now back on top to Hart, down to Leo. They collapse on him, and they steal the pass, almost a travel by Xavier.
Sanford again with the turnovers.
In the corner, three-point shot. That is up and good, and that's a make for Nazir Sabri.
And how about that 17-3 run to start the game for the Cavaliers. A little outside shooting mixed in there. They're playing good defense, forcing some turnovers. Nice shot on the other side down to the post.
Yeah, how about the left-hand hook shot by Leo? First bucket of the game for him. And only the second make of the game for Sanford. They cut it to 17-5. Good pass inside. Nice defense by Taylor.
And that's what he can do. He erases good looks under the rim, and what a play. Able to almost snatch that one up against the backboard.
Let's see if Sanford can kind of go on a little bit of a run now. Down low. Turn around again by Leo. That one a little too strong. Xavier skies for the rebound.
Sanford's got the size. You can see they're trying to go down to the post and get some buckets down low. A few nice looks, just unable to get those to fall.
Xavier thinks about a three. And let me tell you, folks, he can do it. I've seen him. Pass down inside. They push it around the perimeter. Xavier into the paint with a left hand. That was partially blocked. And Leo with a rebound.
Sanford switching up that zone and man-to-man defense already twice here at the start of the second quarter. They get a stop here. And now got to go here, see if they can get a bucket.
Deep in the left corner. Three ball in the way. That's no good. Hart trying to keep it alive. Does a good job. Good hustle by Hart. Again, down in the left corner, on baseline. Now Taylor with it. He goes up on the right hand and one, and he'll go to the line. First points of the game for Jaden Taylor.
That's what he can do, right? When he puts his mind to it and decides, hey, I'm going to go get a bucket here, got the ball inside. When he's anywhere remotely close to the rim, he's going to go up with it. And he does so strong there. Able to put it up and in. And now a chance of the old-fashioned three-point play for Taylor, who really got things going down the stretch. Him and Hart were the go-to guys on Thursday when they were down against Howard.
Yeah, I think Taylor scored over 20 points in that game, and I think Hart had 15 or 16. Free throw is good. Never saw who the foul was on. Never posted on the board.
We got the first couple.
Well, that makes it 17-8, so Sanford has cut that double-digit lead to single digits. Strong move in the paint. Floater up off the backboard would not go. And skying for that rebound, Jones. Taylor slows it up. Now right corner three-point shot. That one is money. So he was just been on the wrong side of the floor.
I'll tell you, Jones loves those corners. He lived in the corner on Thursday. A couple big shots there for Sanford as well. Again, left that game early with some foul trouble, making an impact here again. A very good two-way wing for the Warriors.
I think Coach talked to him and said, hey, you need to get in that right corner. Left corner's not working. And then he makes a defensive play on the other end of the floor with a block.
Very good two-way player, and as I mentioned it here in Jones. And again, with that size, he's a big guy as well down there. Combine him with Taylor, they can really anchor that paint And then you add Leo. They got the 3 big fellas in there now.
Yeah, a lot of length in there on the floor now for the Warriors. Raifa trying to get something going in the paint. Dishes it out for a 3-point shot. That's off the mark. Hart brings it up. He's yet to score. Good defense on him right now by number 12, Sabri. Shot up, no good. Out to Middletown as they get a couple more subs in the game. Coming in for the Cavaliers will be Nair Turner and Jeremiah Swift back on the floor.
Hart did a great job on Thursday of letting the game come to him. Didn't really score a lot early on in that one as well, but when they needed him down the stretch in the second half, he was able to give them some buckets, help them with that comeback victory. But as you mentioned today, it's kind of a slow start for number 12.
Yeah. Raifa into the paint, kicks it out. 3-point shot on the way. That's good. And that one's made by Nguji.
Well, Middletown knows what they want to do, and that's put up shots beyond the arc. They're taking their threes here in the first half, and they're hitting them. And again, that could change at some point in the game, but what a start for the Cavaliers.
4 long-range shots, all by different players so far from Middletown.
And again, and if you're Sanford, that probably makes you feel a little bit worse than if it were 1 or 2 guys that knocked down a majority of those. You got 4 different guys hitting those shots here in the first half. Now you know that they can beat you with a lot of those guys on the floor, so now you're looking to try to defend everybody out there. You don't want to leave anybody open the way these guys are shooting early on.
Good crowd in here tonight at Middletown High's gym. Once again, they're going to honor at halftime the 05 championship team, 20th anniversary for them. And the last time a Middletown team has made it to a championship game. Defense for Sanford really coming out high now to guard the Cavaliers. Raifa, floater in the lane, good over the bigs.
That's such a tough shot. Puts it on the floor, able to get inside and finish. Nice job by Raifa. He's having himself a nice first half.
He has no fear. Jaden Taylor shot up. I think it was a hit from behind, and he will go back to the free throw line.
Sanford going inside to Taylor. By far right now the biggest guy on the floor. Xavier on the bench for Middletown. So go to number 11, see if he can get you a few buckets here inside, get maybe some guys in foul trouble on the Cavaliers, and Xavier now will head to the bench here to get right back in the game.
Yeah, he'll come back in because that's now 2 personal fouls on Jalen Murphy. And he's been one of the top scorers for Middletown over the last 3 or 4 games.
First time seeing Middletown, but again, they've got talent on all over the floor here. Got some shooting, some athletes.
Battle for the free throw miss, and it's going to stay with Sanford, so this can be a lot more than just a 1-point possession here.
Again, we talked about Middletown and Sally's kind of those teams that Sally's with the schedule, looking good there, but teams that have to put some wins together here down the stretch.
Yeah.
If they just want to even get in the postseason. That's how tough and kind of the parity here in the first date in boys basketball this year.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about that when we get a break. There's a 3-point shot. There he got it on the left corner, too. That's Mr. Jones.
Told you, he lives in the corners. Another nice, clean look from 3. Smooth stroke from Jones.
Sanford now cut that double-digit lead to 7. Raifa, strong move again in the paint. He threw it up, tried to draw contact, and we have a foul on the floor. And it's going to go on the Cavaliers' Isaiah Noguchi. That'll be his second, and the scoreboard says team's third. I thought it was a 4th, but we'll go with what they have up there.
That's right. Can never be too sure.
No. We're down to 3:15 to go in the quarter. Mid-range jumper up, and that's good. And now it's 22-15. And I think that was Webster on that make.
Webster, the transfer from Caravel, guy that can create his own shot, lefty, good scorer.
Into the paint, turn around, up and under, good shot. Whoa, that's tough by Nair Turner.
That's right, I'm going to keep that pivot foot, get the defender off his feet, then slide right under and finish. Watched Donovan Mitchell do that a few times yesterday on TNT.
Another mid-range jumper that missed everything. Xavier with the rebound on the weak side. 2:40 to go in the half. Middletown trying to push the pace. Underneath, the defense collapsed on him and forced a turnover. It's traveling.
Again, that's something we haven't seen a lot out of Middletown. They did a good job taking care of the basketball here in the first half. A turnover there as the lead now cut down to 7 for the Cavaliers, but it's the defense been forcing turnovers on the other end. As you see Hart take a seat, we'll see if Sanford get into a rhythm here offensively the final 2.5 here in the first.
Yeah, I think Pharaoh McNeil came in for him. So right now Sanford has played 7. They've gone with 7. Middletown at least 9, maybe 10. And there's a little bump and a foul called on the floor. Didn't know if that was on number 10 or number 5. It's on number 10, and that's team foul number 4. So Middletown, both quarters, was in danger going into the bonus. They did put Sanford in the bonus first quarter late, and now in danger doing that again here in the second.
Yeah, Coach Hartcheck with the scores table. He thought that was the 15th foul. He thought they were shooting free throws, but
yeah,
again with the book, just checking, they confirmed just foul number 4.
Of course, the home team book is the official book.
Now Middletown in the zone here defensively.
Yeah, switching it up. Mid-range jumper missed everything, and off of Sanford out of bounds. Closing in on the 2-minute mark in the half. Middletown up by 7.
Again, a reminder that championship celebration will be at halftime, so expect to probably a little bit of a longer halftime break from us here as they honor that 2005 championship team.
Be nice to get the coach on
at halftime. I think we might be able to do that.
Okay, we'll have to keep an eye on how the ceremony goes. Into the paint. Good, another tough shot. And up and in for the Cavaliers. That one, Sabri.
Middletown having themselves a heck of a first half here.
And they're going to stay with their 2-3 zone. 26-17. Down to about a minute and a half now. Turnaround jump shot, that's money. I'm telling you what, Dwayne Jones is having a half, buddy.
Runs in the family. I know, big basketball family for Jones. That time gets it at the free throw line, turns and fires and hits.
10 points for him here in this first half. Middletown passing the lane, and now it looks like an easy layup, and it is. After the turnover, that's Turner.
How about that? Jones doing it on the defensive end, got a hand on it, tips it up in the air, and falls right back into the hands of Turner. Jones should get an assist for that one, and Turner able to finish.
Yeah, that's one of those unfortunate plays for Sanford. Fortunate for the Cavaliers. Under a minute to go now in the quarter. Baseline, kicked out. Almost a travel, not quite. We're down to 45 seconds again. Good defense being played by both teams. Deep three-pointer on the way, that's good. And that's Elligood.
Nazir Elligood, quite the ball handler, been in the program for a while, and he's really blossomed to a great player. That time, knew he was getting it. He was ready to shoot that one in rhythm, catch, and fire.
Well, Middletown hold for the final. I don't know. Strong move in the paint. Good dish off, but a block inside. And I think that was Jaden Taylor on the block.
Surprise, surprise.
Sanford could hold for 1 if they want. 14 seconds. 10 seconds. They're only down by 6 now. I think this is wise to hold for the final shot, Nick.
Somebody going to take a 3. Let's see who it is.
It's short, missed everything, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first half. 28-22, but a big comeback in the second quarter by Sanford.
Yeah, same thing we saw with them on Thursday. A slow start against Howard. I'm assuming they had a slow start against Sally's on Saturday, the way that one turned out. But again, they've always been able to find it down the stretch in the second half. Middletown came out on fire. Outside shooting, forced a bunch of turnovers there in that first half for the Warriors, able to turn those into points. Can they keep that shooting up? Can they continue to rebound the basketball as well as they did in the first half against this big Sanford team down in the post? We'll see. It's going to be a fun second half here in Middletown.
Middletown outscored the Warriors 14-3 in the opening quarter. But the Warriors came back and outscored the Cavaliers 19-14 in the second. 6-point Middletown lead. We're going to go to the break, and we will be back after these messages.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
But have you tried Premier? Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
But have you tried Premier? Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy.
But have you tried Premier? Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy.
But have you tried Premier? Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy.
But have you tried Premier? Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy.
But have you tried Premier? Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy.
But have you tried Premier?
Welcome back to Middletown High School at the half with the Cavaliers on top of Sanford by a score of 28-22. Glenn Frazier, Nick Alessandrini, and joined now by Coach Rob, the coach of Middletown High for the 04 and 05 back-to-back state champions. And you're honored here tonight. You did this last year. You had a 20th anniversary for the 04 team, right? Now you do it for the 05 team. And congratulations. Tell me about those teams you had back in 04 and 05. A lot of talent, it looked like to me.
Mostly talent. I mean, but they ended up learning what is real critical is that what they always say, the talent is not going to do it by itself. You got to work hard. And, again, against my will, when we lost to Dover, that second time into the tournament, we lost to Dover, and I told the guys, let's take some time off, let's get ready. But they didn't wait. They came right in here. They asked at that time the gym teacher to open up the weight room. They started lifting weights. They started looking at film and why did we do this and what. And I was just like, wait a minute. Now I have to do something. You know what I mean? So it was a plus for us that, they had a hunger at that point in order to go on. And then when the first ones won it, the guys who were seniors said, hey, we got to go out with a championship. Mm-hmm. So a lot of them returned, and it was a big addition having Paris Horn as a part of that second team to help out Mike Shipman.
22-1 in that 05 championship season. You run right through the tournament and beat Caravel rather handily. What are your memories of that tournament that year in the championship game?
Well, what I remember is the first quarter, 9 turnovers.
Coaches always do that, right?
But they end up, what happened was, and again, to their credit, they stayed with, again, it was the tournament. They know that, it's going to be a long game. But what happened was Caravel started doing things, because we had played them earlier that season. Mm-hmm. They did things that I don't think they were able to do or didn't practice long enough when they put on that little – they had a 1-2-2 trap, and we beat it. And that's where we got a lead. And once we got a 10-point lead, it kept going from 10 down to 6, then back up to 12. And I think it gave us a little bit of a cushion where we could get a little bit of a rhythm and get comfortable.
Well, Coach, I've known you for a long time. An excellent coach in your own right there. But remind everybody what you've been up to here lately, right? It's been a while. You were at Middletown, won those back-to-back state championships, and I know you've coached for a while after that, but kind of educate everybody what you've been up to here as of late. What's going on with Coach Robinson's life here?
Well, now what I do is, I guess what you call it, the analyst now, down for Delaware State men's and women's basketball.
That's right.
And it's, it's good because, Stan Waterman, who happens to be Sanford's coach, we're good friends. We played against each other in high school. And now getting down there and talking to him a little bit of basketball, watching their practice, bouncing ideas off of each other, it still keeps me involved with the game without being a coach and having to worry about parents and players, the stress of the game before.
That's right. Let me ask you this now. We live in a world with the new NIL and all the transfer portal, et cetera. We're seeing that trickle down here into high school as well. Gil, what's your thoughts on all that and the new landscape of college sports?
Well, now it looks like college is going to be pro. You're going to have a GM. You're going to have to be able to keep a kid some kind of way, and it's all about money, which it shouldn't be. Because, again, you hear a lot of the pro players talk about how they do it for the love of the game. Well, that's changed now, and hopefully it'll get back to the love of the game, and the guys will realize that loyalty does, have a meaning when you stay with a team long enough to see them succeed.
I agree.
Well, congratulations on the 20th anniversary celebration here at the half.
Thank
Coach
you.
Chuck Robinson, the 04-05 back-to-back championship coach from Middletown High. Thanks, Coach.
Go Cavs.
All right, we're getting underway here in the second half. It's a 6-point lead for Middletown. They have the ball right now, as we had a nice chat there at halftime with Coach Chuck Robinson. They called him Coach Rob here at Middletown High.
That's right, one of the best, and I really appreciate him taking the time. Fantastic coach, and great to see all the success that he's had. And now he's doing what we do right over there at Del State.
Yeah. Baseline move there, good defense. We'll see how these two teams made adjustments in the locker room. Middletown into the paint. Shot is rejected out of bounds. It should be a Cavalier ball. And let's see. I think the two officials are now discussing it, and they're going to give it to Sanford. Yeah, so he was familiar with the headset at least. He knew that one earpiece was flipped around.
That's right.
Got to get that right.
He had a good idea.
Well-spoken man. All right, here we go. Sanford trying to break it down. Left corner 3 ball. That's up, no good. Ball tipped around, and coming up with it is Jalen Murphy for the Cavaliers, and he'll bring it across midcourt. Over to Raifa. Back to Murphy, gets a screen. There's a switch. Puts the left-hander up, no good. It missed the rim. No one has scored yet here in this third quarter. Now here's Hart's first shot of the game, and it's a 3-point make.
Well, we talked about it. We waited until the second half on Thursday to really get going. And already, again, they need him here to get started in the second half, and he hits the big shot for them.
Yeah, that cuts it to 3, but then there's Taylor, and he makes it 3 down the other end. He steps out.
Here we go. I believe, did they call that a 2?
Did they?
Was it there?
No, I think it was 28-20. Well, now, I'm not sure.
Me
well,
either.
that was their first points of the quarter. So, yeah, that was 28-22.
You know, so they did make, I guess, a foot on the line.
Played 2 minutes here in this third quarter. Both teams have made a 3-pointer. Yeah, actually, you're right. They did call Middletown's at 2. So Sabri only gets credit for 2 points there. Long range shot the other way, tipped around. Hart gets it, but his pass is stolen in the lane. Good pass underneath for Savior, but right through his hands.
It was a good look, a little too much velo on it, I guess, as he made the cut to the lane. Great look, though, just unable to hold on.
Well, being a quarterback, Nick, I'm sure that's like, that's got to be a touch pass.
That's it. You know what? It's true, Glenn. Got to take a little bit off. You got to know who your receivers are, right, and what allows them to make the best play.
Which leads us right into Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, I can't wait, Glenn. It's only a couple days away.
Taylor got Savior up in the air, and then he lost the ball out of bounds. Good hands inside. I think that was Murphy.
Another turnover for Sanford. And we don't keep that official stat, but they have had some today. And now they're going to show some full court pressure.
Yeah. And the Cavaliers had trouble, and they don't break it. Turnover. Hart runs the break. Gets it inside. And
left it for Jones, and I guess hit out a big touchdown out of bounds.
Yeah, Jones had it. And now a little discussion with the officials and the Sanford coaches as we keep it right here.
Timeout Warriors.
Once again, our officials for this game tonight are Adam Jimes, Hiram Watley, and Ryan Kemsky. We'll take a look at our top 10 real quick. It looks like the voting went so that St. E is now overtaken Sanford for the top spot. Sanford right behind them, then Dover 3, Howard 4, Odessa 5, followed by William Penn, Appo, St. Mark's, Seaford, and Dickinson. And by the way, we've got a lot going on for you between now and Super Bowl Sunday. Girls basketball tonight, Caravel at Ursuline. That tips off, I think, around 7:30, Nick.
All right, number 1 versus number 2, if I'm not mistaken, over there in girls. That's going to be a fun one tonight. 7:15.
And you have a wrestling match tomorrow night at William Penn with the Seahawks and the Colonials.
That's right. That's going to be a good one. St. George's and William Penn. Marvin Dooley going to be with me. Matt Sign. That's going to be a fun match.
Got a couple of basketballs coming up this weekend, too. We'll tell you about them in just a moment. Middletown really struggling now with Sanford's defense. Warrior jump shot at the free throw line, no good. Rebound goes to Elligood. Spin move in the lane, backs it out. That time, Taylor lost the handle. Cavaliers run the break ahead to Jalen Murphy, and he gets the layup.
That was a nice pass up ahead by Turner, able to split the defense. Bounce pass right into the arms of his teammate for 2.
Lead was down to 5. It's back to 7. Now deep in the left corner, uncontested. 3-point shot misses. Taylor with a rebound. Right back to Elligood.
Now you got to start putting Taylor in the pick and roll action here, trying to get him some looks down low.
Had a couple of screens there, but again, the Cavaliers defense reacted quickly. Top of the circle, 3-point shot, rims out. Taylor hit the deck. I think he lost his footing, or he would have had that rebound.
Nice inside-out game again. Taylor will get you some looks from 3. Once he gets the ball, defense collapses. Open 3, just couldn't hit.
Raifa got his man in the air, Ellergood, but Ellergood reacted well. Didn't allow him to get the shot off. Under 4 minutes to go in the third. Raifa slows things down. Now dribbles into the paint. Jump shot is up. Tough angle. Would not go, and racing down there to get the loose ball. Rebounds Webster. Hart will take a step back three. He's got it. He's 2 for 2 here in the half.
I said he's one of the guys, once he gets going, I mean, to me, when watching Sanford all year, he's their most talented offensive player with the ball in his hands and able to do it there.
And that time, Raifa just mishandled that pass and lost it out of bounds. And a quick timeout here by Middletown coach Aziz Ali. So we told you about the girls' game tonight, 1 versus 2, your wrestling match tomorrow. Saturday, I think you're going to have William Penn at Howard, another Flight A matchup.
That's going to be a good one.
Or Flight A, Flight B.
Talk about energy, Glenn. That's going to be high-paced, a lot of energy, a fast-paced game. Really looking forward to that one as well. Those are two teams that play a lot like each other, so that's going to be a fun mesh there on Saturday.
That's a top 10 matchup. William Penn we have ranked number 6 and Howard number 4. And again, yeah, that should be a great one. And then Super Bowl Sunday. Nobody wanted to do that one apparently, but Mike J and I, because of the Super Bowl parties. But it's a 3 o'clock tip. The game doesn't start to 6:30, so I think we're okay. We're going to have Salesianum at Odessa. And you talked about Sally's earlier. They need some wins. They have work to do to get in the tournament.
I was talking to Jason about, he was going through some of the point indexes earlier with me during the week. And again, don't want to break any news or any secrets there, but Sally's right there with their schedule. They're still right there in the mix. It's incredible, with some of the games that they've had, but they are looking good for probably getting the playoffs. That win over Sanford definitely helped. And again, once you get Coach Trevison in that squad in the playoffs, anything can happen. They know nothing but making state championships, so we'll see if maybe everybody thought it'd be a down year for them and them to come in and make a run.
They were 2-10 at one point. I think they're 5-11 now. They actually have a better point index than the Cavaliers at 7-6.
Middletown's going to have to get some W's here down the stretch, Glenn.
Yeah, they do too. Raifa all the way into the paint. Kicks it out. They swing it around. Baseline. Defense collapses and Taylor forces a turnover. Sanford with the ball down 4. Ellergood. Guarded by Raifa. Number 2 on number 2. Now Hart on the left wing.
He's been getting it going.
Passes down underneath to Taylor. Turnaround jumper. No good. Savior with a rebound.
It's a tough shot for Taylor inside, even with that height. Got a clean look with that right hand, but a tough shot inside to turn and try to hit that.
7 points for Taylor in the ball game. 4-point lead, Middletown. Savior saves them there. Double team, though. Ball was blocked, but I think they're going to say contact, and he will go to the line.
That was a heck of a job by Savior to not only haul that pass in, could have been a turnover, and then able to get a power dribble in and go up through contact. Again, didn't look like a clean look initially as he had his body underneath the basket, maybe too far under the rim, but able to draw the contact on the way up and earn himself a trip to the line.
Where he makes the first. Kareem Hart committed his second personal foul. Nick, we played almost 6 minutes of this third quarter. That's the first foul called in this quarter.
We've been getting pretty lucky with some of these games, right? I mean, we've seen such clean basketball out of these teams, and you love to see it.
Unlike that Odessa-Apo game, we had 45 fouls called in that one.
And when you get some of those Middletowns, Odessa, and Apos all together down here, Glenn, those games can get pretty physical. It's like everybody's got a rivalry with each other. Those games are a lot of fun to do, though. And even this one, a little North versus South coming together, it's been a fun one.
It sure has. We're under the 2-minute mark. Ellergood down in the right corner. That shot off the mark. Battle for the loose ball. It's going to stay with Sanford.
Yeah, I believe that's the right call.
Yep, Raifa had his hands on it, trying to save it going out of bounds. Cavaliers make a substitution. Coming in is Sabri, and coming out Raifa. Might have to stand for this one, buddy.
Yeah, we're from that vantage point.
Ellergood right in front of us. Dribbles into the paint, kicks it out, right corner, three-point shot. That's good. And that's McNeil, Farrah McNeil.
That's a big shot there, right? Sanford, unlike what we're seeing out of them, they're not getting it done inside, which we're used to seeing. Jones, Taylor, even Hart to the basket. But today, they're going to have to do it from the outside. Middletown doing a great job of controlling the painted area, doing a good job of rebounding the basketball as we have a whistle down the other end. And Sanford now turning to the outside part of the game.
Yeah, they've hit 3 long-range shots in this quarter to get this, what once was a double-digit deficit, down to a single possession. Now wholesale changes being made.
Now
Davis
some
gets
big
a
minutes
breather.
right here.
Yeah.
You have Taylor and Jones coming to the bench here for Sanford. Can he continue? Can Leo rebound the basketball and continue to find a presence inside while they're out?
They might be out for the rest of the quarter. We'll see. There's contact, and again, Middletown will go to the line with 1:11 to go in this third quarter. Probably a good breather for Jaden Taylor because he's played almost the entire game, and they've got it down to one possession ball game here.
And again, as soon as they leave the game, what happens? Sabri goes right to the basket. They put it right on the floor. They get inside and they draw a foul, get to the free throw line. So once that rim protection leaves the game, it's going to open some things up inside. And Middletown already trying to take advantage of it, earning some points here at the line.
Once again, only that's the third team foul, and the third foul called in this quarter. Both free throws good by Sabri. He now has 4 points in this quarter, 9 for the game. So the lead is back to 5 with about a minute to go. Good kick out down in the corner. Eller good. 3-point shot. That's the 4th one in this quarter for Sanford. That one Hart.
I believe the 3rd just for Hart alone here in the quarter. And we talked about it at halftime. He's the one that got it going on Thursday in the second half. To me, he's their best scorer, best playmaker with the ball in his hands. And he's been fantastic here in the third quarter.
Aggressive move into the paint by the Cavaliers, Bashir Holmes, but he probably went right through 3 defenders there and lost it out of bounds. Middletown retains possession.
And Taylor right back into the ballgame. He missed one defensive possession for the Warriors. They want that rim protection back in the game right here.
Inbounds, tried to go to Savior. Middletown with a loose ball, but trapped in the corner. And that pass over the head of Jalen Murphy. So now 31 seconds to go in this quarter. And if Sanford can hit another 3, they'll take their first lead of the game.
Yeah, crazy. They can tie or take the lead on this possession. And again, we talked about the outside shooting for the Cavaliers in the first half. Well, it's been that here in the third for Sanford. Here comes Hart.
Open again. That one just a little short. And we have a whistle after the rebound. And that foul's going to go on Trevor Webster. That should be his first, but the team's 4th. Probably not worried about putting Middletown to bonus with only 18 seconds to go here.
And Sanford going to sag off that pressure at least a little bit here. Here we go. Final shot of the quarter potential.
Yeah, you would think. With just now a 2-point advantage. And this is looking eerily like the game you had with Howard and Sanford.
It is, exactly.
Raifa, mid-range jump shot, no good. Davis rebound, 2-1. And top of the backboard. And that'll do it for the third quarter. 36-34. We have a tight one now with 6 points at the half. So Sanford from downtown got back into this ball game.
Yep, that was the difference in the first half for Middletown. Raifa and company able to knock down shots from beyond the arc, and then in the third quarter, it was a difference for Sanford. They were able to defend the three-point line and then knock down shots themselves. And how about Kareem Hart? 3 threes in the quarter, 4 threes for the Warriors as a group. A fantastic offensive display there of shooting, and now Sanford right back in it.
All right, we're going to step aside for a quick break. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com. First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for...
We've had some very competitive, awesome basketball games for you here on 302 Sports in recent weeks, and Nick and I have another one here tonight at Middletown. It's a 2-point game. The Cavaliers have led throughout. Sanford has never tied or won ahead in this game. There's Hart in the paint, floater. That was altered. Savior's trying to grab the rebound. I think we've got a tie-up, and possession error stays with Middletown.
And a good job, though, to tie him up underneath. If you're the Warriors after the miss, able to at least force the possession arrow. And another good look for Hart there, unable to finish down low. Now if you're Middletown, you got to find an answer offensively. Third quarter wasn't your best from an offensive standpoint. Now you got to find a rhythm, find a way to put the ball in the hoop here in the fourth quarter.
Savior, I think he lost it. He did. He stepped on the line. So that's a turnover.
Tough start there for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, Middletown outscored 12-8 in that third quarter after scoring 14 points in both the first and the second quarters.
You know, and even looking back on it, feels like they were outscored more. So if you're Middletown here still with the lead, you got to like that.
Elligood is doing a very good job penetrating and dishing out. Hart lost the handle. Now Raifa on Elligood. And I think we got a reach-in foul from behind. Yep.
So we're seeing things tighten up a little bit here in the fourth quarter, kind of let them play through the first three, but a couple of fouls here early to start the fourth. We'll see how the teams adjust.
Looks like the second foul on Raifa. And the team's first.
I believe a timeout here from Sanford on the inbound.
There you go. Again, we'll keep it right here, Nick, and I wanted to let you know here about the 1,000-point club this year. Of course, we're getting deeper in the season. A lot of these seniors are starting to make their mark. The latest is Kamira Cornish-Bain from Seaford as she joins the 1,000-point club members this year, joining Maya Whittington from Indian River, Maya Hill from DMA, Eva Walker from Conrad, Speedy Wilson from Caravel, Gigi Banks from Ursuline. Those two playing against each other later tonight. And Kai Burnett from Smyrna. The only boy this year to make the club, Darius Miller from Lake Forest. And we have to congratulate Seaford's Amira Tingle. She's now the all-time scorer at Seaford, going over the 1,530-point mark last week.
Congratulations. Some nice accolades there. I had a chance to do Kai Burnett's game with Smyrna girls at the SL24 on Saturday morning, and she was a lot of fun to watch. Let me tell you, knocking down threes, driving and dishing. That Smyrna girls team's got some talent. That was the first time I had a chance to check them out, so that was fun to see them. They looked very good in that game, so a phenomenal tournament there, and it was great to see her 1,000-point score, and she's looked good. And I'll tell you what, Glenn, there's been, as you mentioned, as you went through, a nice list this year of some 1,000-point scores. There's a lot of parity in both sides this year. I think it's going to make for a very exciting postseason.
I think you're right. Of course, Ursuline, without Gigi Banks, lost to Smyrna recently.
That's right.
And Smyrna, we do have ranked in the top 10. Good pass inside to Jalen Taylor, and one. Here's the opportunity to get the first lead of the night for Sanford.
And there you go, Coach Hart drawing that up right out of the timeout. Again, a great play call here. What do we talk about? Get Taylor in the pick and roll, right? They put him out there. They get him the ball, getting downhill inside, and able to finish with the and one. Count the foul shot as well, Glenn. That's exactly what you needed to do if you're Sanford. Find number 11.
So it took them almost 3 quarters to finally get the lead, but they have it. And as you mentioned, Middletown has struggled offensively. That time they'll get to the line. And it's all about making free throws. Middletown traditionally a pretty good free throw shooting team. On the season, they're just over 70%.
And again, when you play Sanford, and we talked about Taylor inside, Jones inside, those guys down low, you're going to have at least a little bit of success from outside or shooting the basketball. We saw Howard do that. They hit about 8 or 9 threes in that game on Thursday. Still wasn't enough down the stretch to beat Sanford. But you're going to have to shoot and make some tough shots against the Warriors if you want to win the basketball game. Middletown was able to do that in the first half, and a good job getting to the line here. They're going to have to find potentially some outside shots here in the fourth.
Jalen Murphy made the first free throw to tie the game up. The foul went against Jaden Taylor, just his first of the game.
Hard to believe, just one foul for Jaden Taylor here.
Yeah, as tough and aggressive as he plays.
Exactly.
1 out of 2 from Murphy. So we're tied up at 37 here in the fourth quarter. Elligood guarded by Jalen Murphy. Hart. They didn't leave him alone that time, but he gets in for a mid-range jumper, missed it off the window. Savior ahead. Jalen Murphy, Euro step, had the shot blocked. Sanford had the possession, but they stepped out of bounds, so Middletown will keep the ball.
Yeah, that was a tough one there. I thought Elgood might have got him with some contact on the way up. Could have been a trip to the line, but the officials with a better view, and they say play on.
Bashir Holmes will throw it in for Middletown. Finally gets it out top. And they'll get it over to Raifa, who runs the point the majority of the time for these Cavaliers.
He's got the Venice Beach Kobe's on, Glenn. I knew you were waiting for a shoe update.
Yeah. And again with a turnover, and that's Hart over in the corner. That was a tough baseline pass for Middletown. Hart trying to break down the defense. Throws it back on top. Ella Good will back it out. Under 6 minutes to go in regulation. Three-point shot is blocked. That time the defense getting out on Hart with the block was Jalen Murphy.
What a closeout by Murphy. Looked like it might have been a clean look for three.
Floater in the lane came up short, but Raifa gets the rebound and the putback, and now Coach Ali wants a timeout.
What a job that time by Raifa. Realized that floater wasn't going to go. How about the quick leap on the second jump? That's a pretty job there to get up, get the rebound, put it right back up and through. A quick leaper in Raifa, and he's able to give Middletown the lead right back here, 39-37.
His first points of the second half, that gives him 9 for the game. And we've seen a lot of low-scoring games so far this season. Not too many teams getting up in the 70s or 80s. I think it's just a parity of the good teams that play solid defense.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of great defense here. I know I had the last couple of games that we've done and saw that on Thursday. And this one a little sloppy early on, a few turnovers for the Warriors in the first quarter. Middletown with a few there in the third. But overall, a good basketball game. Back and forth it's been. And I think back and forth it will go.
Yeah. You take a look at Sanford, some of the key wins. They beat top 10 Dover 42-38 early in the season. They beat William Penn by 2. They beat Howard. You had that game last week by 8. They lost to their first in-state opponent Saturday in the Unlock the Light Classic up in Wilmington to Sal's, 45-41. But their other losses, how about number 17 in the state of Maryland, Boys Latin, and number 2 in Pennsylvania, Roman Catholic.
That's right, Roman Catholic. That's, again, one of the, you're not going to find a much better team than Roman Catholic in the area at this level, up and down maybe the East Coast. So they've played some great teams. They've got a lot of talent. Obviously, Jaden will be heading to University of Delaware next year. Excited to see him here locally with the Blue Hens. And going to be a fun final 5.5 minutes here at Middletown.
Jones brings it across the timeline, and now we've got a battle. That time good hands over there by King Savior.
And him and Noguchi over there able to force the turnover out of the break. And a big moment there for Middletown.
Sanford finally took their first lead of the game at 37-36, and they only had it for moments. Middletown has it back right now with the ball. King Savior, top of the circle, wanted to break down. Jonesy Euro steps, left-hander won't go, gets his own miss. A whistle, and I think Jaden Taylor fouled him.
I think you're right.
That'll be the second on Taylor.
And even with Taylor, we talked about Sanford's presence inside. How about Middletown here, the last few possessions up the floor with those second chance opportunities? We see Raifa able to put his own basket back in, and then here with the miss, I believe, for Savior, and then he's able to get his own miss and go back to the free throw line. So second chance opportunities have been big on the glass for Middletown here to start the fourth quarter.
Savior now 3 for 5 from the line. The big guy's a nice touch. Ooh, and he makes them both. I thought that was going to rim out, Nick.
Shooters roll.
So he's 4 for 4 from the line in this half. 8 points for the game. And the only free throw he's missed was on his and one back in the opening quarter.
And again, I'm assuming Nico McNeil is out. We haven't seen him at all today.
No,
correct?
we have
He is not. He must be out with an injury or something. Nico, again, a starter for this team during the regular season. Haven't seen him at all. Here's Pharaoh McNeil back in the game, though, here for Sanford. A lot of ball handlers now on the floor.
Including Hart, who has the ball right now. We're under 5 minutes to go in this one. Sanford down by 4. Ella Good, floater in the lane. Oh, that almost went for him. He did draw contact and should go to the line.
Yeah, but you can't believe it's taken me that long to realize it. But yeah, no Nico McNeil today here, it looks like.
Yeah,
and
it's
now
a good call.
Now we're seeing on the flare again, Nico had 14 in that game against William Penn. Had a nice shooting game on Thursday against Howard. As the free throw is up and in. That time for, I believe it's Elgood at the line. But now, Glenn, if you look at the floor, you've got Elgood, you've got Farrow McNeil, and you got Webster Hart. Those are 4 ball handlers, 4 guards out there on the floor for the Warriors. Webster can, he's got some length to him. But Taylor, the only real big on the floor.
Right. Both free throws good. First points of the half for Elgood. He now has 5 for the game. 1 possession lead for Middletown at 2 points. Raifa guarded by Elgood. Xavier will take a right wing 3. A little too strong. Battle for the loose ball, and it's going to be out of bounds to Sanford.
Nice look, though, by Xavier. Coach Ali, I'm sure, is okay with that shot.
Yeah.
Their teams can hit the 3 ball. It was an open look, just unable to get it to go.
Closing in on the midway point of this fourth quarter. It's been tight since the third. And now, once again, Elgood, the point guard, brings it across the timeline. Over to Hart, who's been hot in this half. And now his pass is deflected. Saved by Sanford. Laid off to Jaden Taylor. His shot is rejected. That was Jalen Murphy down the other end. And a block by Taylor and an offensive call against the Cavaliers.
Well, let's start with Murphy's block on the other end.
A lot to
what
take
a
in.
block there. You're able to decipher it here, Murphy. That's the second big-time block we've seen out of him in the fourth quarter. Then he's trying to do it on the other end. And again, gets called for the offensive foul. And if not, that might have been close to a goaltend as Taylor took that out of the rim. So a big call by the officials there, an offensive foul, probably taking some points off the board.
Yeah. So Sanford now trying to tie or go ahead again. Middletown now 1 foul will put Sanford into the bonus. We're midway through this fourth quarter.
Sanford, a good free throw shooting team.
Yeah. And there's a hand check foul in the lane. Believe that will go against Bashir Holmes. And it will. That's his third. So now he has 3, and Jalen Murphy have 3 from Middletown. They're the only players in foul trouble.
And now, as you mentioned, Glenn, now Sanford going to be shooting the rest of the way here. 3:44 to go in the fourth, and that'll put Elgood back on the free throw line where we just saw him a few moments ago. So now free throw shooting going to be big for the Warriors down the stretch.
Makes the first. I think you and I have talked about it. We're coming down the stretch here, getting close to tournament time in a couple of weeks. And keys to going deep in the tournament, you have to be a good free throw shooting team.
Yes.
Play good defense. Protect the basketball. Offense will be offense. It'll come. Elgood made them both were tied.
Sanford wanted a violation on the inbound. Won't get it there, and then a timeout by Coach Ali.
Yeah, good timeout.
Things on the inbound. There was confusion down there on the baseline, and just Coach Ali wanting to settle his team down.
We've had a few ties in this game now. We were tied at 36. We were tied at 39. And now we're tied at 41.
So we were tied, I think, with 5 or 6 minutes to go. We could have just put 5 minutes on the clock to start, Glenn. We could have just done it from there. Play 5 minutes. We're tied up here. It's been fun.
I hear you. Once again, we want to promote what we have coming up the rest of this week for you on 302 Sports. Girls basketball game later tonight, number 1 versus number 2, Caravel Ursuline. Nick Alessandrini will have a wrestling match tomorrow, St. George's Tech at William Penn. You will also have a boys game on Saturday, William Penn at Howard, and a Flight A, Flight B matchup. And then I will have Salesianum at Odessa for you Sunday at 3. That's a lot to get into for us before the Eagles and the Chiefs take the field.
That's right.
All right, here we go. Bashir Holmes over to Raifa into the paint, takes a floater in the lane and got it.
What a shot. Able to get off at 2 feet, elevate over the entire defense and put that in with the right hand.
11 points now for Caleb Raifa. Middletown up by 2 again. Hart's runner in the lane wouldn't go. I think Sanford wanted goaltending. Xavier ahead to Raifa on the break. Throw up a prayer, and that went in.
How about the English falling to the floor with some contact from Raifa? 2 big-time buckets up and down the floor for the Cavaliers.
Elgood strong the other way. He dished off to Taylor. He was going to slam it, but we had a whistle before that.
So some free throws coming up there. It's going to be Elgood again, living at the free throw line lately. But what a job there is. Again, you talked about it. Hart got downhill, got the ball up. The finger rolls up was on the rim. The issue there is you can't touch the backboard, right? So that would have technically been a violation. In most instances, you see Coach Hart talking with the officials about it. Now, in most instances, it really doesn't affect the shot, but it's a rule. You cannot touch the backboard, and it could have altered it. And, again, should have been potentially a bucket there for the Warriors.
Elgood again cans 2 free throws. So it's back to a 2-point game with 2:40 to go. Raifa, all 3 Middletown guards now with 3 fouls. Strong move in the paint by Jalen Murphy. He draws contact, and he will go to the line.
And we talked about officials tighten things up here in the fourth quarter. That foul going to put Middletown now at the line.
That's Dwayne Jones, his second personal. Only the 3rd team foul on the Sanford Warriors, as they are already in the bonus with 2:35 to go. And here's Jalen Murphy at the line. He has 6 points tonight. Give him 7. And I tell you, the last 3 games, he's averaged about 16 points per game. So Sanford's done a good job on Murphy tonight.
You can see one of 3 players on the floor for Middletown with the Kobe's, Glenn. Kobe
there
seem
you go.
to be the official shoe of the Middletown Cavaliers.
Jalen Murphy makes them both. Now Middletown back up by 4. Hart brings it across midcourt. Dribbles into the paint, kicks it out. 3-point shot, that's a little short, hit the top of the backboard. Middletown comes away with it. Raifa runs the break, spin move, dishes it off, and the shot was blocked by Jones. Put back no good. Another opportunity for Murphy.
Wow.
Second chance opportunities here for Middletown.
And then a reach-in foul on the perimeter. Trying to go around the back. We talked, but they have tightened it up here in terms of contact. No checks here in the fourth quarter. But how about the help defense? It was Jones that was able to somehow turn around and get a hand on that shot. I don't know how he did it, but the defense able to take that basket off the board. Looked like it was going to be numbers. What a feed by Raifa in transition. I'm not sure how Jones got a hand on it.
Yeah.
And not only that, how about the Cavaliers battling on the boards again and able to create a 4th chance.
And running down those 50-50 balls. Oh, he slipped on the floor. Xavier did, almost a travel. He did the split. I hurt. That hurt.
Yeah, that looked brutal.
Those hurt me. Under 2 minutes to go, Nick. Bashir Holmes almost had the pocket pick from behind. Out to Raifa. I think Coach Ali wants to work some clock here.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Good trap in the corner, and we've got a foul. A foul on Trevor Webster. And that will be, I think that's team foul 5. Yeah, so both teams in the bonus now for the final 141 of the game.
Again, update score. It's 47-43 as the scoreboard just took a little bit to update there, but it is working. Yeah, 47-43 here.
At the line, Raifa. Missed the first, and these are all going to be huge coming down the stretch.
Yeah, we talked about it already. And that's who you probably want the line if you're Middletown. Raifa, just that one off the mark.
Makes the second, 14 points for him. Cavaliers up by 5.
2-possession game here for Middletown with 1:40 to go. If you're Sanford, to me it's got to be Hart and Taylor in the 2-man game.
Yeah, and both teams were really hot from the 3-point line early, and they have not done anything at all in the second half. That one off of Jaden Taylor's knee. It'll be Cavaliers ball, and Coach Ali is very animated here, jumping up and down in the air. There's going to be pressure, there's no doubt.
Cavaliers have played fantastic defense.
Full court pass. Raifa uses his body and makes another layup.
Wow. He's been fantastic down the stretch, able to get inside, put the ball on the floor right to the basket.
Deep 3-point shot. Elgood makes it. That was big.
That was the shot of the game for Sanford. This game was potentially over, and that 3, and they steal it.
Yep. Pass underneath. Nobody there. They give it to Taylor. Made the shot and one. They'll go to the line.
Oh, my goodness. What a 30-second stare. After Raifa hits that 2 in transition, able to finish, you're thinking, wow, Middletown is in control for the final minute. It's going to take almost a miracle for Sanford to get right back in it. And then how about this? 5 unanswered in a span of 20 seconds, a chance to make it 6, and they do.
Taylor completes the old-fashioned three-point play. That's the second one he's had in this quarter. It's a one-point game.
Again, it was the defense. They stole the inbound last time around.
They trap again, pass up to Raifa. He breaks the press, dribbles in against Taylor, passes it off underneath to King Savior for the bucket.
What a
game. Wow, it is, man. In the corner, Jones thought about the three. Now he dribbles in, floater, back of the rim, battle for the loose ball, won by Raifa, hits the deck. We got a whistle and a foul.
I think it's going to go against Middletown here, the foul. Or maybe not. No, we're going to walk the floor. Let's see.
It's on Jaden Taylor. I thought Raifa had the ball, but it was hard to tell if Taylor came down on top of him. That's the third foul on Taylor, all in this fourth quarter.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, man.
The last 30 seconds have been unbelievable. To see what Sanford did to put themselves even in a position for this to be a game in the last 30 seconds. Two three-point plays that were huge. And then Middletown, though, able to find an answer after kind of halt the momentum, and then they get back to the free throw line. Way to stay calm and composed if you're the Cavaliers after the way things have gone for the past 30 seconds for the Warriors. Pressure,
free throws here by Raifa. He made the first. He missed the second. 53-49, half a minute to go. Elligood dribbles, spins, kicks it out. Jones into the paint, floater up, will not go. Put back, no good. Battle for the loose ball, and I think Middletown stepped out of bounds.
Jones has had two decent looks there at the basket the last two possessions, just unable to find the bottom of the net there, but two floaters from right outside the rim.
Yeah. They pass it out high to Jones, and there's a foul by King Savior on the pass.
Now you did not want that if you're a Middletown fan. That's your worst case scenario, right? Before he even touches the ball in the inbound, you pick up a foul now. Sanford able to get to the line and put points on the board. The clock stopped. That is ideal if you're a Warrior fan.
Jones has not scored in the second half. He had 10 points to lead the Warriors in the first half. First free throw. Good. Now it's a one-possession game. It's getting noisy in here at the Middletown's gym.
That championship team, Glenn, here is rooting on their Cavaliers.
Tournament atmosphere. Free throws made. Timeout by Coach Hart of Sanford. A 2-point game, Nick.
How about this one? Now if you're Middletown, no mistakes. Right? We're going to see most likely that full court pressure out of Sanford. It's caused a little bit of havoc here on the last two possessions. They were able to turn over Middletown a few times here late in the fourth. If you're Middletown, you got to get the ball to your ball handlers. They got a few good ones. It starts with Raifa.
Yeah.
You got to get the ball past half court, settle in offensively, and most likely you're going to get fouled. You got to knock down the foul shots. But it all starts with taking care of basketball on the inbound pass, which we've seen them turn over 2 out of the last 4 possessions there, inbounding the basketball after a Sanford make or a Sanford turnover. So here we go. Got to take care of the basketball if you're Middletown.
Big-time players making big-time plays here in this game tonight. We talked to you about the kind of schedule Sanford's had, their wins, their losses over key teams. About the Cavaliers, they've lost some tough ones. They lost to Salesianan by 1 point in a game that they had a 6-point lead late. They lost to Odessa by 7 in St. George's, 67-42. St. George's handled them pretty much that game. They beat William Penn. They beat Apo. They beat Mount Pleasant. So they won some key games in the Flight A. And they're in a battle here tonight against the team that was the #1 ranked team in the state all season.
And again, most likely Sanford will be in if you're Middletown. You're fighting to get in. This game means a little bit more to the Cavaliers than it does the Warriors.
Yeah.
So Middletown going to have to buckle down.
Warriors are probably they're going to get the automatic bid from their conference, no doubt, the independent. All right, here we go. They get the pass in. Now over here to Jalen Murphy ahead. It's tipped away and stolen.
That's what we said. Got to take care of the basketball.
Now Sanford holds for the final shot. 10 seconds, timeout, Coach Hart. All right, Coach Nick.
Here we go. Out of the timeout, and what we saw last time out of the break was Hart and Taylor. I'm assuming we're going to see something similar with those two guys. Maybe Taylor come up, set a screen, put the ball in Kareem Hart's hands, and let him make a play. He loves to get downhill. I can imagine him putting the ball in Hart's hands, having him go down, and if Taylor's there on the roll, get it to him. If not, finish at the rim. But they've got the capability to hit outside shots.
Oh, yeah.
So if he drives and Taylor's covered up inside, you drive and kick. But to me, ball's in the hands of Kareem Hart and let him make a play.
Sanford made 4 3-pointers in that third quarter. Middletown has not made a long-range shot in the second half after they had 4 in the first half.
We talked about that.
But they're having trouble here in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes with the press defense. They haven't been able to break it.
Right, that's what we was coming out of the timeout. We said, what is number one thing you got to do? And that was take care of the basketball. I think we said it 15 times before they inbounded it. Unfortunately, they weren't able to do so. Sanford, with that pressure here late, has been fantastic. They forced their turnovers they need to down the stretch. Now can they get it done on the offensive end?
Raifa gave the Cavaliers a 4-point lead, and then you had the bad foul. The only foul tonight by King Savior on that inbounds pass.
That's right.
And then 2 free throws made it a 2-point game. And now here we are, pressure in the backcourt and a steal. Now let's see what Sanford dials up.
And again, no Jones on the floor here. You've got the 4 guards and then Taylor for Sanford.
All right. We're looking for Jaden Taylor to probably get this inbounds pass, or maybe Elgood. It's Elgood in the backcourt. 10 seconds to go. Not a whole lot of time to set something up. Elgood dribbles to the free throw line. He stopped, turn around, jump shot, rims around, comes out. Jaden Taylor with a putback, no good.
Goodness.
And Middletown's going to win. Look out, Nick.
Whoa.
That ball almost hit you in the head, buddy.
Wow.
53-51. We'll be talking with Coach Ali, and I say Raifa, the player of the game.
I mean, this was a total team effort. Raifa with a heck of a game as well. But what a team effort by the Cavaliers here down the stretch. They got their turnovers they needed. It was on the defensive end. And then Raifa in transition, a couple big buckets down the stretch. They're able to hold on. But to me, what stood out was the defense and the rebounding for Middletown today. Fantastic in the 2 things that you need to do against Sanford. Those are the things that they're so good at across the board. And again, what a job by Middletown to hold on. Instead, it was Elgood with the ball in his hands there. So, Coach, obviously a lot of confidence right there in the point guard of the sophomore point guard.
All right, I'll tell you what, let's step aside. We'll come back and see if we can get our post-game interviews with Coach Ali and with Raifa. Well, Coach is looking at me now. Let's see if we can get him to come over here.
Ride that adrenaline.
Here we go. We'll get him right now. Glenn Fraser alongside Nick Alessandrini, a thriller here tonight at Middletown High School. We're joined now by the victorious head coach, Aziz Ali. And, Coach, I hope you got a good heart, sir. Huh? You got a good heart?
Oh, that thing's beating up a million miles a minute.
I tell you what, Raifa came up huge for you at money times down the stretch there.
That's just him being a senior. When we get in those times, we lean on him. We lean on his scoring ability. We lean on his leadership. The guy works his behinds off. He's in the gym. So everything he put up, we think he's going to make it.
Talk about your game plan coming in here against the team that was ranked number 1 pretty much all year, and you pretty much led start to finish.
Well, we wanted to be physical. We wanted to be solid. We knew those guys had some aggressive scores with number 12, number 11. We didn't want to shy away from number 11. We wanted to go at him, attack him, and kind of lean on him a little bit and kind of wear him down as the game went on.
And, Coach, early on, you guys were able to use the defense. I thought forcing a lot of turnovers there in that first half, able to turn those into a little bit of points. But you mentioned it, Jaden Taylor, one of the best rebounding bigs here in the first state. And you guys, I thought, did a phenomenal job of crashing the boards and rebounding the basketball. You talked about playing physical. Was that part of the message there? Was you got to rebound here over those guys?
I thought in our last game the other night we let it get away from us, and we went back and watched the tape, and we had a lot of missed opportunities. We got them to miss, but we didn't finish the possession. That's been our emphasis all week, is kind of finish the possession. And we wanted them just kind of work for everything, just make everything a hard shot and a contested shot.
You talked about number 12 and number 11, so you held both of them to right around 10 points apiece. That's underneath their season average for sure. They went off for 22 and 15 last week against Howard. So talk about the job by, I want to say King Savior had a heck of a game for you here tonight. He didn't commit a foul till right near the end, Coach.
Yeah. I think it was a collective effort. We want to make people shoot overhand. I thought we did. We was very good with our gap activity, just being active in the gap, just making them when they drove it, just a lot of bodies around them. We got a little loose there in the third quarter where we gave up 3 threes not on our ball screen coverage. But we just wanted to make it hard and kind of be aware of who we guard and know when they get the basketball, like, they're thinking score.
And, Coach, I mean, coming down the stretch right postseason around the quarter, you guys trying to go on a run here late, get in there, and then make a run in the postseason. You guys are playing really good basketball right now. Again, when you guys are clicking, you can beat anybody in the state here. What's the goal for you guys to put this thing together to make a run to get into this postseason tournament?
Yeah, our goal is, we always say we got to win win the day before we can win any game. So we always talk about when we come in or start our week, whatever, Sunday, we got to win Sunday till we get to Monday. Then we got to win Monday. So we just trying to take it one game at a time. I think we got guys growing up. We got guys stepping up in their roles, and our bench is kind of filling their roles. And we always talk about, man, just next man up.
Coach, congratulations on the win. I don't know whether I'm good luck for you or what. I don't know. Being an alumni here from Middletown High, but we seem to be talking to you a lot when we do these games.
Hey, I like it. When they say 302 come out, I feel even better.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Congrats.
Coach,
good luck
it.
rest of the year. All right, let's bring in our player of the game, Caleb Raifa. We've talked to him once already this season. This time we don't have the bling-bling with us.